Okay, so theoretically, we've got a lot of topics we could discuss today, like perfectly clean drinking water in Ohio, as long as you stay clear of all those damned fish carcasses. Much like this balloon story that we will discuss today, all of a sudden we have an additional 2 more train derailments beyond the Ohio disaster, both loaded down with nasty chemicals, of course, one in Texas and the other, I believe, was in South Carolina, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. We also have what looks like a short black male shooting up the Michigan State campus last night. Now, some may say, CR, why would you mention his race? And I would eagerly reply because everyone else in the media is too chicken shit to do so, unless it's a white male, of course. So yeah, we have ourselves a black school shooter outside of the inner city. But I believe he at least used a handgun, so that may or may not save us from the stereotypical weapons of war bullshit. We'll just have to see. So today our options are many, but also limited at the same time, thanks to the thought dictators at Google. So I've chosen to look into the UFO invasion / Chinese balloon invasion / bogus distraction story in hopes of keeping the main YouTube channel safe. Hence the title of the channel, CR's Safe Space, right? No, we will not be reporting on the dozens of meatpacking plants spontaneously combusting across the country over the past couple of years, not the continuous hacking attacks on our water system across the country over the last year, or the pattern developing before our very eyes of attacks on food, water, infrastructure, and transportation. Nope, I'm not taking the bait, YouTube. I'll stick to the balloons and the little green men, thank you very much. So after this Chinese spy balloon story broke, well, after laughing my ass off for quite some time, I noticed Tapioca Joe was actually catching some heat from his usual loyal stenographers for waiting days to take it down as it passed over the almost entire continental United States and our sensitive nuclear bases, possibly vacuuming up gigabytes of intel. Personally, I was just assuming that he was waiting for word from Beijing that they got all the info they needed. Anyways, now, however, it seems that not a day goes by without this freshly gun-ho administration shooting down yet another unidentified flying object. The Pentagon issued a memo to lawmakers Monday with more information concerning the shooting down of a cylindrical object flying over Canada. This from Fox News. Quote, the American military shot down a small metallic balloon over Canada on Saturday, the Pentagon wrote in a memo to lawmakers Monday, offering one of the first descriptions of one of the 3 mysterious objects downed over consecutive days. The memo said the balloon, previously described as a cylindrical object, crossed near U.S. sensitive sites before it was shot and subsequently slowly descended into Canadian waters off the Yukon Territory, unquote. So it sounds like we can take aliens off the list. Damn it. I know, that sucks. I really wanted to see the reaction of what would be no doubt a very highly intelligent life form as they met Joe and the good Dr. Jill. Just think about how that all would have went down. Joe, like the town drunk, would have probably stumbled over to greet them with a vanilla ice cream cone and some fresh classified documents. And Jill, well, Jill would be dressed in a 1970s sofa pattern dress. She would probably try to read them an excerpt from a children's book based on Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd riots. Folks, it would have been absolutely amazing. Kamala Harris would break out in one of her cackling fits, and the aliens would, of course, freak out and run for cover behind the Oval Office furniture, thinking the horrible sound was some sort of a battle cry. Now, little Hunter Biden no doubt would spend the entire meeting trying to establish some sort of quid pro quo pay-to-play deal, as he constantly asks, so which one of you is female? Sorry about that, back to business. It was one of 3 takedowns over the weekend, with U.S. forces also shooting down an unidentified object over Alaska on Friday and another over Lake Huron, Michigan on Sunday. So it turns out all those hillbilly sightings in Arkansas and West Virginia over the past 50 years were not moonshine abuse induced, after all. And now the real reason I'm bringing any of this stupid shit up in the first place. The initial shot at Lake Huron failed, as the AIM-9X missile shot from an F-16 missed the mark. The first Sidewinder heat-seeking missile missed the target, a U.S. official told Fox News. Now get this, each Sidewinder, made by Raytheon Technologies Corporation, cost more than $439,000. So apparently, if you're in the mood for a scavenger hunt, head up north to Michigan. Now, in all seriousness, my question is, where in the hell did this missile go? I'm no military expert, but it seems dangerous to me to have a heat-seeking missile flying around just unaccounted for, apparently. Did the damn thing crash into the freezing waters of Lake Huron? Or did it explode in midair? Or demolish some poor Michigander's barn? They're, like with everything else, not saying. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin spoke from Brussels, Belgium Monday. He's smart. He took off to Belgium to avoid this alien attack. Anyways, he said that the U.S. has not yet recovered any debris from the 3 most recent engagements. Well, isn't that just convenient? Now that we've shot down 4 objects in the last 10 days, it could be time to ask, is using powerful missiles fired from a $216 million F-16 fighter jet the best way to deal with these relatively small objects? I mean, if need be, I can go over there and duct tape a high-powered BB gun to one of their drones if they need my help. The first Chinese spy balloon was fairly large. Its payload was the size of 3 buses, as I'm sure you've heard at least 100 times by now. But the subsequent UFOs have been considerably smaller. Of course, that is if you trust anything these idiots are saying at this point. Now, as far as the massive overkill of weaponry, I'd like to hear an opposing opinion, but from what I've found, most experts seem to indicate that yes, it's actually a good call. One reason the AIM-9X Sidewinder is small and cheap compared to other options, and is considered, quote, pilot-friendly. Really? Pilot-friendly? Well, just how pilot-friendly is it, really, considering we missed? This is like an NBA player missing an unguarded wide-open layup. Except, in this case, when the ball lands, it can destroy an entire block of housing. Jody Vitora, a professor of practice and co-chair of the Global Politics and Security program at Georgetown University's School of Foreign Services, explains, good Lord. Quote, it's made to be used within visual range, so it's well designed to have a pilot get up close to the balloon, visually observe and confirm what it is, fire at it at relatively close range, and stay close to confirm that the balloon was hit. Or not hit, in this case. In closing, the whole balloon/UFO flying object saga has been an unexpected and weird story to say the least, with people openly claiming we're being invaded by aliens, and the clown world shit show we are calling the Biden administration's explanations changing pretty much hourly at this point. Now, me personally, I'm most curious about what happened to the damned errant missile, and what they will discover when they finally gather all the debris from the downed objects. But will they actually tell us? Yeah, I think you know the answer to that, now don't you? I promise the next video will be a little more professional. Most of this came by way of redstate.com. If you liked it, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Leave a comment down below. There's a PayPal link in the description box, so please put $1 in the bucket on the way out the door. I'd like to thank everyone for all your donations. They're much needed and much appreciated. Now, with all that being said, we'll see you next time.
Come on, move. Move. Easy, easy.